Hello, welcome to the Gates discussion. My name is Mrs. Morin, and I am here with
Mrs. Wyatt. And we're going to start off with contemporary art. This is our first contemporary art piece. So this one is titled The Gates, and your artist is Christo and Jean-Claude. The historical period is contemporary. Materials and techniques, it is made from vinyl, steel, and fabric. The intended purpose is to create a meaningful public art, and also it's on how people respond to the art and how it impacts our relationship with the built environment. And then our last is our patron and intended audience. So the patron is New York City and Central Park Conservancy and the people of New York City. And I'm going to pass this on to Mrs. Morin to answer the three questions.
All right. So the first question is how many gates were there? And there were a total of 7,503 gates. And these gates ran over 23 miles of walkways. Each gate was 16 feet high, with widths varying according to the path's width. So you can see up here, there's an image of how it runs through Central Park. And 2 is asking, how long was the exhibition period? This was actually set up for a period that lasted from February 12th all the way up till February 27th, all within 1 month in 2005. So all of this effort, 23 miles, that was just for a few weeks of being able to experience the show. And then it said here, so what were the 2 reasons the gates were tied to the path? And it was to avoid drilling thousands of holes into the soil. And they didn't want to harm the root systems of the trees because, I mean, there's lots of trees in Central Park, and this could have potentially killed some of those trees with how many there were and how big they were. And then the second was because Christo and Jean-Claude were inspired by the way that the city's pedestrians navigate its path. So you can see here people walking through. And I really like this picture here because you can just see it snaking all the way through the park. And if you've ever been to Central Park, it is one of those, it's such a lovely place to walk in. And you do come across people who are just kind of sitting on the benches in the path eating lunch between, during their lunch break. And they're wearing, a really nice suit. And then you come across people who are just kind of hanging out, playing soccer, kind of like you'd see at Silker Park. And then you also see there's people who, walk their dogs, and this park is very much a part of the city. So it's interesting that this really shows those people and their movement through the park. And with that, is there anything else you wanted to add, Mrs. Wyatt?
I thought that it was interesting when we talked about how it was financed. And that it did cost a lot of money. It was over $20 million.
Yeah.
And that they financed it totally on their own, the 2 artists did, and that no city money, no taxes or anything went into the cost of it. A lot of the gates were put up by volunteers who got a breakfast or a sandwich at lunch, and that was about all that they did get paid. So it was a citywide effort, but not financially.
And it was free to the public to experience. So it's quite an amazing feat.
It is.
It's a wonderful project. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed.